Um, Part 1. Part 1. Do you like parties? Do you like parties? Well, I'm a big fan of parties because it is a great chance for me to cement my relationship. For instance, my school yesterday celebrated prom where emerge and everyone could emerge and strengthen their relationships naturally before I like naturally before I always have been drawn to parties. Well, I'm a big fan of parties because it's a great way for me to cement my relationships. It's a great way for me to cement my relationship. For instance, my school celebrated a prom where uh, a prom which allows students and teachers to have the to strengthen the strengthen the relationship naturally. Strengthen their relationships close strengthen their relationships naturally. Therefore, I have always been drawn to parties. Uh, do you like parties? Yes, I'm a big fan of parties. I'm a big fan of parties because for me it's a great way to cement my relationships. For instance, my school yesterday celebrated prom, which allowed teachers and students to connect and strengthen their relationships naturally. Therefore, I've always been drawn to parties. Yes, I'm a big fan of parties because it for me is a great way to cement again again. Well, I'm a big fan of parties because to my way of thinking is a great way to cement my relationships. For instance, my school yesterday celebrated a prom which allows teachers and students to connect and strengthen their relationships naturally. Therefore, I've always been drawn to parties. Uh, well, I'm yes, of course, I'm a big fan of parties because for me, it's a great way to cement my relationships. For instance, my school yesterday celebrated a prom, which allowed students and teachers to connect and strengthen their relationships naturally. Therefore, I have always been drawn to parties. 6. Well, yes, of course, I'm a big fan of parties because for me, it's a great way to cement my relationships. For instance, yesterday my school celebrated the prom, which allowed students and teachers to connect and strengthen their relationships naturally. Therefore, I've always been drawn to parties. Next, uh, what what how chores do you dislike? Well, to be honest, I'm not into sorting my I'm not into sorting my wardrobe out since I'm a fashion victim. So since I'm a fashion victim, my clothes are uncountable. So I always feel uncountable. So I always feel drawn in doing so because it takes me oh more than an hour to complete it. Again, 2. What what how chores do you dislike? Well, um, well, to be honest, I hate sorting my wardrobe out because I'm a fashion victim. So because I'm a fashion victim, because I'm a fashion victim, so my clothes are uncountable. Therefore, I always feel draining doing so. I always feel draining doing so, and therefore it nearly takes me over. It nearly takes me over an hour to doing so, and I always feel draining about it. 3. Well, to be honest, I hate sorting my wardrobe out because I'm a fashion victim. So my clothes are uncountable. Therefore, it takes me nearly over an hour to complete it, and I always feel draining doing so. Next, uh, well, which is the next question? Which is your favorite place to sit? Well, I'm I enjoy sitting in the library. I enjoy sitting in the library since first I'm a bookworm. I could devour multiple books in one sitting. Also, moreover, I also think that library is a place for me to. Also, I think that also I was um, I also think that library is a place can uh, I also think that library is a place to can is a place can help me in developing my concentration skills. Also, I think that library oh, the- also I think that when I'm in library I can attain the fullest I can attain my brain to the fullest and um, attain my brain to the fullest and concentrate better. Um, whereas if I whereas if I sitting at home, it would probably it might might feel drowsy and unfocused. Therefore, libraries will always been my favorite place to sit. Again, well, I enjoy sitting in the library since first I'm a bookworm. I could devour multiple books in one sitting. Also, I think that library is also I think that I could attain my brain to the fullest and concentrate better in library. Whereas I stay at home to if I stay at home to doing so, if I stay at home, if I sit at home, I might feel drowsy and unfocused to study or reading, or to study or read, or to study or do some stuff like that. Therefore, library would always been my favorite place to sit and study. Well,